Good morning from Sweden, the winter wonderland of Sweden, which seems to be melting away a little bit. The thick layer of snow seems a little bit thinner today. I don't know, we'll see if we continue getting some snow. It was still snowing yesterday, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm hoping you are having a good morning, evening, afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. So this is today's reading where I ask, how does this hexagram want to move me today? And then just to get a snapshot of what the energies look like today. And this is for guidance only. This is not a prediction into the future. It is a snapshot of what the situation, how the energies are moving right now for us, and then with some guidance on how to navigate that best. Okay. So we start by sitting, rooting really down into the earth. Feel like you place if you can, place your feet on the floor if you're sitting on a chair. And then feel like how tree roots are growing out of the sole of your feet all the way into the center of Mother Earth. You're really rooting into Mother Earth, and feel how you sit, how your buttocks become really heavy. You're sitting really well onto the surface where you're sitting. Your spine is rising up towards the sky as you breathe in and then breathe out. And you breathe into the stomach, feeling how the whole stomach area all around, all the way out to the back and the sides are expanding as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, it contracts. And this actually helps you using then and activating the diaphragm and some other muscles. And breathing in with the whole torso really, or the lower part of it. And the upper part as well. Quite often we are in today's society, we're just breathing really high up. And we're not actually filling our lungs with as much as fresh air as we can. And also with the diaphragm being really tight, because we're not moving it, we're not using it. It's not making the organs underneath move. And when the diaphragm is moving with the breath, it presses down and up on the organs, the lungs and the organs, and actually giving them a massage and softening them, which is really good and healthy. So breathe into your stomach. Nothing forcefully, but feel how your whole upper body is almost going into a wave movement as you breathe in, but just slightly. Nothing big, it's just the sort of almost like the intention or just the beginning of. And now we're going to do 3 cleansing breaths just to clear out all stagnant energies. And then so breathe in through the nose all the way into the stomach and then all the way up, filling your lungs with fresh chi, fresh air. And then you breathe out through a pinhole through your lips like you're blowing through a straw. Breathe in through your nose. Filling your lungs with fresh chi, fresh air, and then breathe out. Your lips creating a slight resistance. And then breathe in through the nose one last time, fresh chi, fresh air. And then breathe out all stagnant energy, old carbon dioxide or an old oxygen that's been stuck in the bottom of your lungs. You've not been able to clear out because you've not been breathing fully. So empty everything out as you breathe out. And then continue breathing in and out through your nose. Just normally. center yourself, and then think this thought: how does this hexagram want to move? How does the hexagrams want to move me today? Or how does this particular hexagram that we're receiving today going to want to move me today? What are the guidance we're getting from the hexagrams today with regards to the energies at the moment? So actually I need to turn this. One of the coins, this one, it doesn't show very well. It's got a little black spot on it. So that one will decide which hexagram we're actually creating. So heaven, earth, fire, water, thunder, wind or wood, mountain, lake. So we're going to find the little black spot. Where is it? It's in heaven's position. So we put a little black spot. That was really quick. And then we're going to do, so that's the lower part of the hexagram. So I've done too many lines on this one. So it's got two parts. So it's 3 at the bottom, 3 at the top. And that will, those are 2 guas, and they will make up this hexagram. So now we've done the lower part. And I'm going to see what the upper part looks like. So heaven, earth, fire, water, thunder, wind or wood, mountain, and lake. Move this book aside a little bit. So look. Heaven, lake. So we found it at lake. So, oops. There we go. Lake. So heaven is the bottom, and heaven is the ultimate yang. So the gua for heaven is called Qian. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but bear with me. That's heaven. It is what it is. I don't speak Cantonese or Mandarin, but it's Qian, and then the upper part is Dui, and that's lake. And lake looks like this. It's just got one yin line, one broken line. So this is very, very, very much activity today. I can see it's like very active. So it's got a lot of yang line. There's only one little yin line right at the top. So what does it mean? So a lake over heaven. So if we think about that first, what could that mean? So heaven is usually above, right? And lake is water. Actually, a lake is full of water, although it's not the same as kan there. But it's sort of filling. So you've got the heaven over under water. Don't know, we're going to have to look in the book. But first we're going to look at the lines. So we've got the lines need to be in the or see if the lines are correct or where they are correct. So each line should be, the correct position is yang for the bottom here, and it's correct. And then it's every other. This one should be a yin, but that's a yang line, so it's not correct. Next one is yang, incorrect. Yin, yang should be, so yang, yin, yang, and then yin, the top one is correct. So we've got 4 correct, and only 2 lines that are corresponding. So we've got a lot of activity in this hexagram. Lake over heaven. I can't remember which one that is. So we're just going to look at it first, but we're going to take out 2 coins. I'm just going to put that there, and then we're going to find where is it changing, or where are we in this hexagram, in the process of this hexagram. Where are we currently, and what is it changing into? So I'm just going to put, so these coins represent each line. So see, so I've got 6 coins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 6 there. So we've got the first 9, second 9, third 9. So the third 9 is changing. So that's a yang changing into a yin. And that means we've got, when this one is changing into the yin, we are going to have lake over lake. So that's one of the primary hexagrams. So it's the one double lake, right? So if I draw that, actually, so that's quite interesting. 3, 4, 5, 6. Do that. So it looks like this is changing into. So we just got that a little bit as a reference. So this is, after this line is changing into a yin. It is one of the primary hexagrams. So let's move that. So I'm just going to put the coins away, and then we're going to look at exactly which hexagram we've got today, which is the hexagram that we got today is this one. This is our hexagram for today. That is only for reference, and see where we are, and it's more going to use just this line, right? And to see in which direction we're heading as well, if we're following the guidance, or where we are in the sequence of this hexagram, right? Because everything is moving, like constantly. Everything is changing. Nothing is ever staying the same. There's always a change going on. And with the hexagrams as well, we're in different stages of the actual hexagram. So even within the hexagram, there is movement, right? So we don't have, oh, this is the hexagram, it is just this one thing. Within the hexagram, there is movement. And each line tells us which stage we are in. So first we're going to check the hexagram, see which one we actually are. So we've got lake here, lake over heaven, which is number 43. So let's go and have a look at that. And I think lake over lake is number 58. So it's changing into that one. We're not going to spend too much time on that one. It's more for reference. Now let's see. So 43, let's see, lake over heaven. It's 43. So that means we're in the upper. So in the upper canon, it's called. And that's more related to life on earth. More than heaven. Although we do have very close to Qigong, so it's all connected. Anyway, so 43, eliminating, very interesting. So, and we will get to the changing line in a bit. So what I see, first we look at the image, and from what I know, what I can see, this is a hand, I think, with 3 fingers. And here is, I'm not quite sure what that is, but I can see the strike through here, which means it's cutting off, right? So we're cutting off and eliminating and separating this image. But let's read about the image and see. Guai, again, I'm sorry for my poor pronunciation, is a Chinese character from the remote past. At present, it is used exclusively in the I Ching, okay? Some modern Chinese dictionary do not include it at all. Originally, guai meant to set apart. Later, its meaning was it was extended to include dredging a channel to eliminate the overflow of a river. Okay, this is beautiful, okay? Yes, so this is where we are at the moment. There is too much, right? And there's too much stagnation as well, right? So we're blocked in many ways, so it's overflowing, right? So we need to clear, we've got some things that we need to clear away so we can start, the river can start flowing freely again and not going over the bank. So I can see, I know in my life is far too much. There's too much going on. There's too many things going on. I'm doing too many things and it's too much chaos at the moment, I must say. So this is definitely true for me. You can maybe relate this to your situation in life as well. Not necessarily in the same way as mine is, but how it relates to you. Just going to see, let's see here. A radical of 3 dots was later replaced at the left, and it was pronounced Dewey. Okay. Still later, its meaning was further extended to encompass making a resolution. This is very beautiful. So actually, we want to eliminate, but first we want to, it's so easy to keep on doing the same thing we're constantly doing, despite our life is not working very well, or we're going through difficult things, and we keep on going through the same thing. We're repeating the same old pattern, right? But that's because we are trained, like our subconscious. We are actually programmed. This is how the brain works, and this is to make life easier in a way, so we don't have to think about every step constantly or think about everything in every step. So to make life easier, but it's also got a downside is that we actually, the subconscious, the way we have learned throughout the life, and like our childhood is very important. There's a big learning process here, but also throughout the rest of our life, we're being storing information in the subconscious, and then we are working from that. So even if we are in a bad situation, right, we keep on, because this is what we know, and it's our subconscious know as this is how things are, and we keep on operating in that same way. And in order to break our patterns that are harmful to ourselves and that keeps us stuck in the same old, we need to make a resolution and stick with it and saying, enough. No, I don't want this situation. I know it's going to take me doing some serious work for me to get out of this, and actually being in the present, looking clearly through the illusion, looking clearly at situation that we are in and that are around us, and saying, is this true? Is this what I want? Have I chosen this consciously? Or is this something that is lying in my subconscious and keeps me doing the same thing and keeps me attracting the same situations, keeps me actually, with attracting really is more looking for the same situation, because this is what we do. Right? We learned something, although it might be really bad, but we learn something and become comfortable. This is normal, right? For us, although it's a situation that is terrible for us, but because it's stored in our subconscious as something normal, we keep on asking for the same thing over and over again, unless we bring it up and we start questioning this and going, hang on, is this really what I want? Right? And then take back control and start changing this, okay? But we have to start with the resolution that I am going to start clearing away all these old patterns that I've got. It's almost like clearing out an old attic or an old basement with all the rubbish that we stored throughout the years, right? So, but this starts with the resolution. It starts with the thought to saying, I am going to do it, and then we start doing it. No matter how much work we have to do, we're doing it. So we can clear away all this old gunk that is stopping the energies or the water to flow freely, so we can start living our best life. Okay? Okay, so sequence of the Gua. When increase continues to excess, surely it will burst. Thus, after increasing, eliminating, hesitation follows. This is exactly. So, because we are, this is the crazy thing, right? Because we see what we've been trained to see, that what might even be harmful or is keeping us stuck in a situation that we do not want to be in, but because we see that as a normal, and that becomes like our safe spot, because this is something we know. Okay, I know this, although it's bad, I know this. And then we hesitate to step out into the unknown, because we don't know what's going to come when we take what we what we know. When we take that out of the picture, we're going to walk into the unknown. We have no idea what's coming, so we hesitate because we are fearful, because we don't know what that is. And then we end up staying in this situation that is bad. And this is where I'm at. I'm going to tell you, I have cancelled the contract to my apartment here in Sweden, and I'm going to start living as a digital nomad for the next sort of year or so. I don't know how long. And then in the end, I'm looking for a property to move to Portugal. And I actually just cancelled my contract, and now I have to start eliminating all my things. And actually, this is a bit scary because I know this, although this is not where I want to be. Okay, so this is what's going on for me. So here in the text, it speaks about to set apart. So at the top, there's two horizontal lines crossed by two vertical lines. The two horizontal lines and the vertical line on the right represent an object. The vertical line in the middle, there we go, separates. So this is the object. This separates. Represents an act of separation. Underneath the central vertical line is ideograph of a hand, shu, with 3 fingers and an arm. The hand is holding something, exactly what we no longer know, to set it apart. So that's what we're doing. So we're setting apart, we're eliminating, we're clearing away all the old that we got. So the structure of the Gua is lake above, heaven below. When water on the ground has risen up to the heaven and accumulated as a lake of cloud in the sky, surely there will be a cloud burst. So then it accumulates. This is what happens in the sky, right? The water, or this is with the weather, when the water rises, because it does when it's too hot or different pressures. Or I'm not very good at weather, but anyway, the water rises and it creates these clouds, right? And eventually the clouds become really big, and eventually they burst, and then you get some downfall of rain, or in the winter when it's very cold, you get the snow. You might even get a thunderstorm. This Gua signifies the rupture of an accumulation of tension in human society, like a river bursting over its banks. It is time for the righteous to eliminate the inferior forces and the influences through an act of resolution. Yes, now is the time. No more. I'm not continuing with this. I am changing. Okay, so let's read the decision. Eliminating, declaring at the king's court. Sincerely howling, there is adversity. No to fight one's own city. Unfavorable to use arms. Favorable to have somewhere to go. Okay, so in this decision, although I don't understand it entirely, but you can actually see what I was talking about. See, we've got so many yang lines here, and yang is a lot of action, right? Yeah, and this whole text has been talking about it, and like the cloud that is bursting, the river banks that are bursting, because it's overflown and bursting, and it's like, it's a lot of, and even this text, eliminating, declaring at the king's court. So we're actually coming to the king's court in this, declaring there, and short, sincerely howling. So we're sincerely howling. Like howling is like rah. It's not anything. It's not whisper. It's the opposite of whispering, but sincerely howling. So this is truthfully. So we are speaking up at the king's court, is what I understand this is. We will read on and see if this is correct. There is adversity. Okay, so doing this, speaking up, there will be adversity and not be so easy. So notify one's own city. Tell everyone around, tell yourself and all your friends and, your own city, one's own city is where your group of people is. Don't use arms. This is no time for war. This is no time for anger. This is no time for outburst. We need to eliminate first, okay? We need to clear out because we want to get rid of this rah. And so we need to keep calm and at peace with a peaceful heart, right? Despite the fact that everything seems so chaotic and explosive around us, stay peaceful, stay calm. Favorable to have somewhere to go, which means we need to take action. Okay, so we need to take action, but the action should not be aggressive one, right? It should be a peaceful and calm one. So let's read about the commentary on the decision. Eliminating, it is a resolution to eliminate something. The firms eliminate the yielding. So what that's saying, it's like you see all the firms here are growing stronger. Eliminating is only one little yielding line right at the top. So the firm are like moving up here. It's almost like we're turning into another primary hexagram, which is Qiang, which is heaven, to heaven and heaven. So when this one changes into yang, we got Qiang, which is the primary hexagram Qiang, which is the first hexagram in the I Ching heaven. Okay, strong and joyous, eliminate with harmony. This is what I was talking about. No aggression, with a peaceful mind. Okay, declaring at the king's court, a yielding mounts on 5 firms. Okay, sincerely howling, there is adversity. Exposing the danger is to make the elimination brilliant. Okay, so we need to clear. Here we're talking about exposing. So we actually need to expose what we need to eliminate first. We need to break through the illusion that is keeping us trapped here in this same situation for year in and year out, day in, day out, repeating the same old pattern. We need to expose the danger in our subconscious that's keeping us trapped here, right? Keeping us doing the same thing over and over and over again, keeping us trapped. So we need to look at that with a clear view so we can see it and then make a resolution to clear it away. Notify one's own city, unfavorable to use arms, relying on arms, there is no way out. So if we are taking this in a non-harmonic way, harmony way, non-peaceful way, if we're actually just bursting in there and just throwing everything away aggressively, or trying to just attack it, then there's not going to work, right? We need to do this in harmony and with a peaceful heart. Favorable to have somewhere to go. After the firm grows, the elimination will be ended. So when we have eliminating the top there, it's turned into a young line. We have reached heaven, right? And this is the beginning again. We're back. Actually, this takes us back a little bit to yesterday's reading where we were is already fulfilled, turning into not yet fulfilled. It was like the end. So we're really at the end here. And at the end of a cycle, we need to eliminate the old, stagnant. That was part of the old cycle. That was part of the old life. So we need to eliminate. So this is what we're doing now. So this is the place that we are in at the moment. Commentary on the symbol. Water of the lake accumulates in heaven, an image of eliminating. So we've got the lake, right? And heaven underneath. So the water of the lake accumulates in heaven, an image of eliminating. In correspondence with this, the superior person bestows his wealth upon those below him and considers not his own merits. So this is about sharing your wealth and your knowledge, right, with those below you, with those beside you. So this is not an act of egotism, right? This eliminating. You need to bring everyone with you. Although there might be some people in your life you need to eliminate because they're not good for you. That's one thing. But with the other people in your life around you, you need to take them with you on this journey and support them as well. Okay? Whoever wants to come with you on this journey, of course. You never force anyone, which this hexagram speaks about, right? No force, no aggression, no pushing, nothing, no arms. We're not going to war here. And then let go of your ego. This is the most important thing we all have to do, and which is one of the most difficult things, if not the most difficult thing in life, to get rid of your ego, or just not get rid of, but saying, hang on, that's just ego. That's just me being fearful. That's me. Do you know what ego is? When we are constantly seeking approval. Oh, what are these people thinking about me? And oh, look at me, right? That's just your ego. That's not you. That's not the essence of you. That's not the truth of you. That is just these worries, and these are things that you've been trained into through actions in the past, things that happened to you, which is making you doubt your self-worth. And then you trying to seek approval from others, which you don't need, because you are perfect just the way you are. You are strong, powerful, just like everyone else. But we live under this illusion that we're not. Yes. So the ego needs to be taken out of the equation. This is not about me, although it is about me as well. But yeah. So that's eliminating. And we're going to look at the changing line, which is the third one, which is the third 9. I can't remember exactly why, but the young lines are called 9s and the yin lines are called 6s. I read about it, but I've forgotten. I'll get back to you about that one day. Now, let's see. Third 9. So this is the exact moment we are at the moment. Strengthening the cheek, there is misfortune. Superior person, eliminating, walking alone, encountering the rain, dripping, getting mad, no fault. Strengthening the cheek. I wonder what that means. I've read about that. That's got meaning. I think that'll be in the text. Superior person, eliminating a limit. So superior person is person who is this is the person who makes the resolution to look clearly. What is the danger? What is my problem? Really? What is it that keeps me trapped here? And look at it clearly and see it and then start eliminating. That's the superior person. That's the correct way, okay? Walking alone, encountering the rain, dripping, getting mad, no fault. So we need to look more into that. Superior person, eliminating, in the end, no fault, okay? So although it's okay, so if you're walking alone, you're encountering the rain is all this that's coming down from the cloud burst, or in the build-up of the cloud burst, right? Or the cloud that is building from the up in the heaven in the lake there is dripping, and you're getting mad, but you're not using it, right? There is no fault, right, at this point, although you could feel like, the frustration, but there's no fault because you are not living it out. You're not expressing it. Let's look at the more deeper text here. So, third 9, this line is a yang element at the yang place, at the top of the 3 yang lines in the lower gua. He is firm enough to make a strong decision to eliminate the evil regardless of danger, but his decision shows on his face. Cheek. Okay. So bringing about the enmity of the evil forces. enmity. I'm not sure about that word actually. On the other hand, the third line is a yang element that corresponds with the yin element at the topmost place, representing the evil. Okay, so this is the evil. So thus the yang element is doubted by the other yang element around him. Okay, so yeah, this is interesting. So this one is the yang element in the correct place, but it's corresponding with the yin element, which is the only one. And it's in this hexagram is considered the evil. This is like the evil master. Or this is what we need to eliminate. This is what's in your subconscious. This is your patterns here. Like the programming, the lifestyle, and that keeps you doing all these things, keep on repeating the same thing, that keeps you stuck in something, or keep looking for situations that are not good for you, right? So the other lines here are not trusting this one because they are sort of chitty-chatty with each other here, right? They're going, oh, hello, right? So they don't trust him, but that's the top line. He is isolated and upset, okay, because everyone else around going, why is he talking to evil? Or why is she talking to evil? Why is this line talking to evil, right? One walking along encountering the rain, but because he is firm and strong, there is no fault, okay? So this, what it means, right, is that despite the fact that you are walking alone and you are not, you're actually stepping into a direction where you don't know anyone. Like this is a new situation. This is what I was talking about right at the beginning. And this is where we're at the moment, is that we, in order to leave the old behind, we need to first clear away old patterns, create a new way of thinking so we can step into the new. And this can be scary. So in the beginning, when we step into something new, we are walking alone. And this is it's very scary, but we need to take this step sometimes. Otherwise, we keep on repeating the same thing. We're staying in the same situation we are in. We've been in for long, keep on repeating the same patterns. So we need to step out of this and into the unknown in order to start creating a new situation. So then we are walking alone, but we remain with it. We make a resolution. We walk with resolve and knowing that what we're doing and clearing away what no longer serves us. So we allow the energies and the water to flow freely. So helping us to move in to our next cycle and into a new life, the life we want to live, free from all burdens, free from all patterns. So this is where, so keep moving forward in strength, although it feels lonely and cold in the rain currently, but you're doing the correct thing. Remain strong. You are strong. Keep moving forward. All is well. There is no fault. And if we're talking about Qigong today, the element is metal. So practicing metal element, Qigong is good. Strengthening the metal. So that's Tiger Qigong, for example. And then let's just quickly look at, I think it's number 8, which is, if I remember right, this is the primary Gua, which is, no, it's not. Let's see, it says here, so third line, alternate, no, sorry, I'm wrong one. It's the third line, into joyful, eliminating, alternates to joyful, 58, of course, is said here. So this is, although we're at, if we keep on moving forward, we are eliminating the old, moving forward in a new path. We are moving into a more joyful, peaceful presence. Okay, so keep moving. You can do this. Clear away the old. Okay, I believe in you. Anyway, wishing you a beautiful day ahead. And let me know how you're getting along. I would love to hear. what's going on in your life in relation to this hexagram today.